Hi guys! Welcome again to my YouTube
Hello.
channel. And for this video, I have some question to my husband about what his experience of dating a Filipina. So for those who don't know that I am from Philippines, so I am Filipina. So I have some question about me, dating about me. So okay, are you ready?
I'm on the spot for
On
this
the
one.
spot. Okay, first question. Why you join dating service or a dating site before?
Okay, well, I guess in America they have different, well, throughout the world there's different dating sites. I joined a couple years ago. Nothing really came about it. Honestly, I think I was on like two or three, and literally, I think I went on one date in a matter of like probably 2 years. It was just, I just wasn't interested in what was on the site for some reason. I don't know why. You put down your specifications, whatever, and you would get messages back, and it just wasn't really what I was looking for. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it just didn't work out in America.
I just only a try for you
Yeah,
before.
yeah. It was like I said, it was a couple the real popular ones here, and
Oh,
it just I didn't find anything that was working for me.
okay. Second question. When you join in dating service that we met, what is your first impression about me?
So I guess that would come down to so we met in the Christian Filipina, and it's actually another thing. It doesn't say dating site; it says a
Yeah.
social site that you can meet Christians in. But my first impression of her was the physical portion, of course. I mean, she's Genda, very beautiful. But that was only the initial, and I think that for a lot of men, that's what we really see up front as we see the first initial. But if you're really looking for something serious, you're looking way beyond that, and you're looking for more qualities of what you would like to see yourself with for a long period of time. Some of the things I was looking for was somebody who puts family and religion first. I'm not saying, and again, I'm speaking on behalf of me, my experience. I'm sure in both countries there's going to be exceptions to all this. I don't want anyone to get offended to what I'm saying. I'm saying this is what I was looking for, and I wasn't finding this here. So in America, I wasn't always finding a person who was putting family first or putting religious first, and there's multiple reasons why that might be. But in my site for Christian Filipina, that was one of the things I wanted. I wanted somebody that put family first, had Christianity, the religion also up there with that. I wanted somebody who was well educated. I also wanted somebody who enjoyed working out and actually wanted to go to the gym when the time available. And you were at the time. Now neither one of us get to because I work too much and she's always home taking care of Abby. So neither one of us get to the gym right now, but I'm sure that'll pick back up. But that was what I was really looking for when I joined that site is I wanted somebody who, again, family first or religious first, family second, well educated, and looks to me was a big thing, but I know that's going to fade eventually. And like I said, I wasn't really finding that in America. So I decided to join Christian Filipina, and voila.
Well, it's one.
Well, not voila in Tagalog, but
What's wala?
in magic wise, I ended up meeting her, and things worked out great.
Yeah, so my next question is about my qualities that it's really stood out you, but I guess you already mentioned
Another thing
the
I really
qualities,
like
yeah.
about, and one of the qualities that really made me attracted to her was personality. She was not somebody that was in a bad mood all the time. She was always in a good mood, always smiling. She might occasionally, as she already knows, I'm going to probably mention this one. Occasionally there might be a little tempo in there, but it's not often at all.
Yeah.
And
For Filipino, they know that already.
Yeah.
That's common, the tampo.
But at the same time, that's not her at all. She's almost always in a good mood, and she really does put family first. Her family knows it. they can always come talk to her whenever there's something going on, and they typically do, and she's there for them to always help. And my family, I hope they know I do the same thing. But yes, her personality was definitely all there. And even though she calls me Buang all the time,
Not, you are buang, not me. So if you don't know, guys, buang, that's crazy.
it's a joking way to say
Yeah.
crazy. She calls me Buang
Yeah.
all the time, but I was Buang Filipino.
So, okay, my next question is, people think Asian women or Filipino women, when they join, or if they are looking for a foreigner, they think for money.
Yeah.
So, my question is, do I ask you money before, or do I ask you a help, for example, a help for family, something like that?
So this is once again just an honest answer. She's never once, not one time, has ever asked for money. So back when I was on that site, of course you joined the site to meet people and all, and I did have two separate people on that site within a week or two ask for money. And my exact response was, I'm not the person you're looking for. I wish you the best of luck. And I just never responded to any message after that again, because that's not what I was joining for. And of course, as American, we're warned about that. And of course, you have a guard up towards that. And even to this day, she doesn't ask for money. Well, of course, now she just jumps on my computer and orders stuff for Abby. But again, I mean, we're married and I don't mind at all. But no, seriously, when she was in the Philippines, not one time did she ever ask for money. She never asked, what am I going to get her for birthday? What might you get her for a Christmas gift? Hey, my family is struggling. They need a medical bill paid. Or it was never once was anything ever talked about when it came to anything like that. So, it's not to say that I wouldn't have helped, but I also knew for me that was like that's not good.
Yeah.
But never once, and she was over there for a while, but yeah, not one time.
Oh, wait.
Abby's up.
Okay. We have a guest.
Oh,
It's okay, my
she
love.
just woke up from a little nap.
Yeah.
Say hi.
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 Oh no. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
we're
back.
Abby's eating some M&Ms.
Yeah. So as Dennis mentioned about, I guess that's a red flag. When you're in dating service or a dating service or online, if someone asks you for money, that's a red flag. So yes. So
Yeah, anyone joining, I wouldn't. You're going to hear a lot of different things, and if you join and somebody does that, I mean that's up to you. But to me, that's a red flag that they're out for money. And there are some people that probably truly do need it for some kind of medical expenses or whatever it might be for family members. But if you're just meeting them or just dating them, that's not up to you to take care of their bills like that. But
yes.
again, that's completely up to you. For me, that wasn't something I was looking at or interested in doing.
Yeah, it's just like you're in they online to look for someone to be your partner, something like that.
To share your
Not,
life with.
Yeah, not to be what do you call
A
that?
financial burden.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. So my next question is, but I guess you answered some already. It's about what is the difference dating a Western woman compared to a Filipino woman.
Well, so this is a question that we hear a lot on social media, and it's been around for a good year and a half. A lot of guys that may go to other countries, they call them passport bros and all that stuff. We even had a comment on on her vlogs on one of them where a guy was like, "There's a lot of women in America, and how dare you go outside of our country when you can find someone here? It shows a lot about you." And so here's my thing. My response was, I don't understand how anybody can be upset with somebody else if they found love, no matter where it is. Be happy for them.
That's right.
Why are you judging what somebody else wants in life? And again, this is just me. So, but on top of that, the reason that push is happening is, and again, I'm speaking on behalf of what I believe and what I wanted, And it's not to say that there's not some on both, as meaning, the characteristics I mentioned earlier, family first, religious, big part of life. Somebody who was physically fit or wanting to stay physically fit and active. Somebody has a good personality who's upbeat and is not always upset about everything going on. Somebody who possibly does want to have a family and raise a child. These are just some of the things I was looking for. And I mean, it's not to say that there's none in America, because I'm not saying that at all. I just said earlier, I wasn't finding those. The ones that I did date just didn't work out for whatever reason. And I joined, or looked for Filipino because when I was there, I kind of learned a lot about the culture. And the culture is what got me, because the culture was so welcoming and thoughtful and generous and kind. And even the culture itself, even if they had no money, they seemed to always be
Always smile.
upbeat and smiling, and they still kept their religious faith. And it was just a different way of living and thinking. And that was some of the reason why I was interested again in possibly trying to date and or join a site at Christian Filipina and possibly date, even though somebody might live literally halfway across the world. I was willing to take that risk because that's something I wanted. Here in America, I understand why people work a lot. Like, I get it. I understand why family can't come first a lot. And she's learning it's very expensive in America. We definitely are not well off here. We look at our bills and figure out what we can pay and what we can't, just like 95% of Americans. So I get it. But the thing about it is that a lot of times in America, career is pushed before family. And I don't know if I fully agree with that because, like childcare. Childcare is really expensive here. Super expensive. She could go get a job right now, maybe make $700 a week or so to start. But if childcare is $500 a week, is it really worth it? And that's things like, we've already talked about and all that. But these are things the things I was looking for. In America, I get why you have to work. But she was to the point where she was an accountant back in the Philippines. And she said if she moved here, if we could afford it, she would be okay with staying home and raising our daughter. And she said also, and she still says, if the money gets too tight, I'll go get a job. Well, the only problem with that is, again, now we're paying for childcare. But then she says, well, I even go do it on the weekends when you're not working. And then for me, that takes away from our family time. So I'm trying to do as much as I can so that doesn't happen. But it's not that she's not wanting to work. It's just I'm hoping that we don't have to. Now, having said all that, if she could find a job where she's able to make enough money to afford us both, I'll step down. I'll retire. No problem with it. And I'll take care of that. But, and we joke about that all the time. But at the same time, she is family first. And that's what I was really looking for, is family first. And it goes along my beliefs of not that I need my wife to stay home and cook and clean it. No, that's not what it's about. I can afford to do it because I've worked so much my whole life that we can afford to have her be a mother to our child and not somebody else raising our child. And again, I get it. In America, that's not easy. But that's another reason why I joined, is she wasn't, well, I want to come to America because I want to work and I want to send money back to home and I'll put our daughter in daycare. And it's just, it wasn't like that at all. That wasn't even a thought process.
Okay. That's a long
Yeah.
answer. Okay, my next question is, what is the most obstacle that you are happy that we
The biggest
overcome?
obstacle we overcame?
Yeah.
Well, I think the obvious one is the distance.
Yes, being LDR.
But LDR, it's not for everyone. We mentioned that in several videos. LDR is definitely not for everyone.
Yes,
a lot of
yes.
people has to have somebody beside them at all times, or it comes down to a trust issue.
Yeah,
And I
we're
think that's a
LDR
personal
for
thing.
5 years.
Yeah, and I think that trust issue is a personal thing. We trusted each other when we were on LDR.
Okay.
But that's the biggest obstacle, is overcoming the distance and then having her be able to move here through the K1 visa.
Yes,
And then
a
all of the
lot
little
of
obstacles on the
process.
way.
Yes, and finally, we are a family together
Yes.
here. So, okay, my last question. My last question is, do you prefer to move in the Philippines?
Well, see, and that's a question that that's a question that will always be changing. And what I mean by that is, and we've talked about this before. So, do I want to or could I move to the Philippines? Well, that really comes down to financially, can we afford it? Because in America, again, it is really expensive to live here in America, especially if you are trying to do what I'm doing, and that is one person working while the other one raises our child. Would it be a possibility? Probably not until I retire. I know one thing I always said to her if we had a child was, I would like that child to at least have 1 year of schooling, at least one, in the Philippines. I want her to understand, the culture that she is part of. So, is it a possibility? Absolutely. Is it a preference? Well, we don't know because it's so far away still. I mean, I still got a couple more years of work that I have to do. But as everyone knows, American money does go more in the Philippines. So therefore, with retirements, we would be okay once I get to my retirement level. Right now, we wouldn't have the money.
Yes.
The retirement's just not that.
Yeah.
But hopefully in a couple of years, as long as everyone stays healthy and I continue to be my normal workaholic, and she doesn't spend too much on,
I know,
on
I'm not.
Amazon and on Abby. No, I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Maybe this is my last question.
Uh-oh.
Second to last question. Okay. For those who interested in dating, joining in dating service, do you recommend Christian Filipina, and why?
Yes. So I've actually had several friends of mine ask me about it, and I always have recommended it. I liked the app was pretty easy to understand. It's pretty easy to get by, figure out your way through.
Yeah, but some people said, why you have to pay for the membership? Something like that, guys.
Well, it is. It's a dating site, or not a dating site. It's a social service, is what they say. But regardless, no matter what site you date, you can always join free on most sites. The problem is you can't ever message anyone unless there's some kind of like free weekend or something like that, which all sites offer that. So why do you have to pay? Well, all sites make you pay, at least from what I'm aware of. So it doesn't matter which one you're trying to join, you're going to have to pay.
Yeah,
and every
also
one of them is
you're
going to have a
paying for
different
the
fee.
service also, yeah.
So, but what was nice about this is what I liked was, you got like daily new matches and all that they just randomly send you. I'm sure she got the same when she was on there, and you just every day you just kind of get new images that you can look at and you can kind of read their profiles and see if it's something you're interested in or not. But ultimately, it comes down to you and who you choose. And again, just make sure when you fill out your site, you're putting down exactly what you're looking for.
Yes.
If you don't want to have a family, if you don't want to have kids, maybe you already have kids, then you need to put that down there because you don't want to give false hope to somebody that doesn't know that, and all of a sudden they want to have kids and you don't, and vice versa. And I've even heard people say they didn't have kids or they just didn't, put it out there.
Yes.
Again,
Nice.
be honest on the site. Put down everything about you that you want somebody to know, but that would 100%. Were you married before?
Yeah.
Did you have kids already? Like stuff like you need to be open about that. And then hopefully you find somebody who's looking for what you are offering.
Yes. So, I guess this is all my questions. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. And for those who are interested or want to check the website of Christian Filipina, I will put the link in the description of this video. So thank you for watching, guys, and also thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Even it takes a while before I upload a new video. So thank you for watching. God bless everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.